So, many of you are wondering what is called bidialectal means. Bidialectal means that you are able to speak two distinct versions of the same language. Confused? Yeah. What it is like in China, there's three different types of Chinese. Two names I know are Cantonese and Mandarin. They're Chinese, but they're two distinct dialects, meaning some of the words are the same, but other words are different. Probably the easiest way to explain this is if you're from the New England area, we would call Coca-Cola soda. And in most other areas of the country, they call it pop. So, being bidialectal would mean being able to understand different areas, different speech patterns. I guess the best way I can explain it is this. I can speak as I am right now in American English. I will say schedule and aluminum. Having been raised in the early part of my life by an English grandfather, I have been able to develop his Manchestrian accent, which is almost like a Scottish accent, but what I would be doing is I would be saying schedule and aluminium. What that means is that I can speak and understand different dialects. I can sit there and watch the BBC America and basically understand everything that's being said, whereas my wife Natalie will be asking me, what did they just say? So, switching back to the American accent, it's kind of an interesting it's an interesting dichotomy, because then I'm able to actually take and do other British accents, and knowing how certain letters are used on those, it kind of makes it for an interesting perspective. So if I were to speak English, I would be saying the same words. I would be saying aluminium and schedule, and be understanding that we're going to put stuff in the boot of the car if we were going on a trip. But that is the way things are, and I mean, understanding that a person who's bidialectal is able to speak and realize that for some reason the evolution of the whole process is beyond a person's mind. Probably, if you want, you can look up Scottish-American actor John Barrowman. Plays Captain Jack in Doctor Who and Torchwood. Mostly when he talks with an American accent. When he was a child, he was born in Scotland. When he was a child, he moved to America because his father had a job in Maryland, and he was made fun of for his Scottish accent. So he learned to speak with a Maryland, mid-Atlantic style accent, and he's able to switch between having the American accent and the Scottish accent. He was actually the first person I learned that was quote-unquote bidialectal. But it's pretty interesting. Having the bidialectal thing also has kind of given me a non-Boston accent. I was born in Massachusetts near Boston. I lived in West Roxbury. So, if anything, I should have a Boston accent. But talking with friends from the Midwest and other areas of the country, they tell me that I don't sound like I'm from the area. And I think it's possibly because of just the way I was raised, just the fact that I have this bidialectal upbringing. Somehow being forced to understand certain words in a different way. Um, you know, it took away from being able to speak with a Boston accent. You know what I mean? Even then, I'm kind of forcing myself to sound like I'm from Boston. You know, which is always a pet peeve of mine when when I'm watching movies like The Departed, because you know. Somebody like Matt Damon's Boston accent doesn't sound authentic in there, whereas Leonardo DiCaprio actually sounds more Boston than the actual Boston boy. Anyway, that's it. Being bidialectal. You could say I'm fluent in American English, Boston English, and English English. British English would be the correct term. So, I hope this helps you and helps you understand. Good day.